lot quieter than that other one. The other one sounded like an old car, you know.
That's a new boat.
Get your feet wet.
Where did they open it up at? I don't understand how they opened it up. Where they put the water in.
I noticed on the back edge, there's big hole hydraulic things. There's a big gate that goes this way. I think this
right here
on the back. I'm talking about the way when it comes in, when it closed up. I think you're gonna find it's a big hydraulic pushes those things. Yeah, but see, those are a hydraulic arm that comes out there. Of course, it didn't look like it had a big old deer in there that rolled around part of that. You got a pretty garden over here.
Yeah, it sure is. Pretty place. What that is?
It's a boathouse.
Goes up like an apartment over there.
Yeah. It said machine shop up over the main entrance back here, so it's probably part of the government watching of this dock. So now, as soon as we get out, there'll probably be a few ships that come in to drop back down then.
Won't they drop down that side or the same side?
I think they'll bring them right in and take them right out. Reverse of what we did. That's it, Lake Washington.
Palm oil. I never see palm oil anymore. Anywhere. Big one here, but there is a big refinery there.
Boy, it is a big old logging thing. Yeah. This is a big old, look at, they got junk on here. It's like a thing they put a bunch of, look at these boats here. Looks like things they found floating around somewhere, huh?
No doubt. Don't you lose your shoes down there, girl. Those things, they got Velcro on them.
Yeah, I know that.
If you put the feet on top of each other, you can drop them right off. Salmon Bay.
Lake Washington keeps now kind of an interesting body of water. Most of it is already
Well, if my Velcro giveaway, I could easily drop this thing too. That Velcro's an amazing thing, man. You gotta use it to climb up buildings and stuff.
They do?
Velcro, and actually, they use it to use experiments where they learn how to walk on their edges, where their shoe has one type and the wall has another type.
They could have got 75 today.
A lot of Alaskan fishermen pull and fish for salmon in the Puget Sound. Most of them have left Seattle. There's a huge fleet of these cruiser boats. Their fishing season starts this month in the Bering Sea, so they're not here. Over here on our right-hand side, the Northern Orion. large sodium lights that are up at the top mast. Those are used to show their way while fishing in Alaska. In the wintertime, they only have between 1 and 4 hours of daylight every day. They need those lights to see where their crab pots are located. The Arctic Sea here on our right-hand side is kind of an interesting vessel. Marco did a lot of refurbishing on this vessel last year. They did what is called sponsoning. They widened this boat by 12 feet on either side. That increases their hull capacity, makes them a little bit more stable in the water. Arctic Sea, another king crabber. Fishing for king crab up in Alaska is a pretty daring way to make a living. You can know a lot of quite a few boats over here. But that's the ice over. A lot of those dollars are good, but they're very heavy to 600-pound crab pot. Remember that way. That's the way to do it. Lots of money before you run off. Keep in mind they have a storm that blows through about every 6 days. Water's about 35 degrees now. The king crabber this year made a killing. Each one of these vessels grossed about $1 million. And the crew members all have a profit share of what they catch. After each one coming back to Alaska, they're going to see something $100,000 profit. There's some whales here on the right-hand side. Crab pots on the back deck. They don't look like it from here, but they weigh between 400 and 600 pounds each. They use those cranes on the back deck to move them from the ship to the shore, and vice versa. They use a series of pulleys to lower them down into the water. On the other side here is the Kiska Enterprise for the king crabber. This vessel is kind of an interesting vessel also. It used to be a mud boat. It was used off the coast of Texas and Louisiana. We used to bring all kinds of supplies in. The lubricant called mud, the oil rigs that were stationed off the coast. So about 1983, when they had the large oil bust, most of those boats went out of business. And they were sold for pennies on the dollar to Northwest fishermen who turned them into different types of fishing boats. One is another king crabber. The northern wind here on our right-hand side is what is called an intercoastal freighter. You'll see a series of 4 cranes on middeck there. They bring supplies up to Alaska. Some of the small cities and towns on the Alaskan coast, they still have no railways and no highways on the way to get them their supplies. It's like coastal freighter, a lot of them come from Seattle. Alaska is Seattle's 4th largest trading partner, and they bring back frozen fish and seafood in their homes for the very cheap. The other side of the northern wind is the Port of Seattle's Fisherman's Terminal. This is a working terminal for commercial fishermen only. They may have to commercially fish at least once a year to keep their boat inside of the terminal. They range from 30-foot gill netters all the way up to 300-foot factory trawlers to fish in Alaska. Now going underneath the bridge here. One of 4 original brass band bridges built over the ship channel for auto traffic. The interesting thing about the bridges here is ship traffic has the right of way to auto traffic, except during rush hour. Over here on our left, very old historic boat. Right is called the Virginia 5, orange smokestack. The Virginia 5 is part of the old Mosquito fleet of ferries here in Seattle. It was built back in 1922. The engine in this boat was built in 1896. Historic landmark here in Seattle. Still rented out for corporate charters. There's no red and white ship over here on our right-hand side, on the other side of this pole of the boat. It's called the Lock Knot, part of the old World War II class freighter ship. Kind of a weird, ugly-looking boat here on our right-hand side called the Danya Karen Marie, black and white, 2 large incinerating chimneys on the back. This was built, well, 2 others exactly like it were also built. They were built to burn chemicals, toxic